Afternoon, Ronald. With 3 games to go, Southampton currently 8th in the table. You're in touch and distance of Man United in 5th. How proud can you be of your team and the way they've performed so far this season?
Now, if we finish on a good way, and finishing is after the last game against Crystal Palace at home, and then we can proud again about this next season, the second season, sorry. We had some good football, we had some good wins at home. Maybe we lost too many points away from home, but and we have some big games to play. The first this Sunday against Man City. And that's good to show that we still are strong and that we show the belief and the spirit to finish this season on a good way.
It's always at this time of the year where teams seem to struggle to put a good, consistent run of results together, perhaps other than Leicester. You've won 4 of your last 6. How have you finished the season so strongly?
Yeah, I think that's all about the players, the spirit of the players, and to have the belief and to show what we like to reach in the season. Finally, that's to be part in Europe, because that will be great for Southampton again. We got that possibility last season, and now we still in fight, and we know it's difficult because we have Liverpool above us, we have West Ham above us, but I'm sure if we win the last 3 games, and that will be very difficult in the schedule what we have, but we showed several times that we can beat big teams, and that's the challenge till the end of the season.
You've got Manchester City up next on Sunday. You played them earlier on in the season and lost 3-1. How will you approach this match?
Like always, to analyze our opponent, to talk about the strengths of them, the weaknesses, and to play your best game. And we have good results against the big teams, but not against City. And we get the possibility to beat them for the first time, and that will be a nice challenge.
The fact that they're in the Champions League semi-final, do you think perhaps one eye or more of their focus and attention will be on that particular match and progressing in that competition than the Premier League?
I don't know. Still, they need to finish in the top 4, and they are still not sure about that, and that makes it different. And of course, I can understand that the Real Madrid away game, it's also a big one, but they are professionals. They have more than 11 good players to start, and it's possible that the manager will change some players, but still they are strong, and they changed some players in other games, and they had good wins, and they are strong, and you need to be at your best to give them really a good competition.
They've only lost 1 in their last 12 matches. What can you do perhaps to end that run?
At least to play good football, because that's our key to be successful. And don't give them the space to play. Don't give them the space to play counter-attack football, because they are so fast, and sometimes you can't do anything because they have some individual qualities, and they decide the game, or they decide to score the goal by themselves, and you need a very high performance to get a good result against them.
There's been a lot of reports over the course of the last few weeks about your future. You've been linked this week with the Everton job. Allegedly you're at the top of Arsenal's wish list should Arsene Wenger leave in the summer. Where do you anticipate your future being? Will you be at Southampton next season?
Yes, of course. I have 1-year contract.
Could you imagine managing a club the size of Arsenal?
I don't like to talk about individual clubs, because I think everybody has ambition, and I have that also, but I signed 3-year contract with Southampton. The club spoke to me about the next 5 years planning from the club. We didn't speak about contract, but okay, it's still not the end of the season and we get time for that. But okay, rumors are rumors, and rumors will be always in football. And what I don't like is always to go in that, to talk about rumors, because I don't know.
Last season, Southampton finished 7th. This season, you're currently 8th. So there or thereabouts for another consistent finish in the Premier League. What's the target for you next season? How do you improve this Saints squad?
Yes, we like to do it always better than we did the last year before, but it's difficult because everybody knows the Premier League. Everybody knows there will be always interest in some Southampton players, and it's difficult to keep the team together for more 2-3 years, and that's difficult because. But the club, the team, the players are showing a great belief, great spirit to finish again this season on a high position on the table, because we're still fighting for Europe, and that's a fantastic achievement of the team.
You personally, you've achieved so much in the game as a player and a manager. Do you still have big ambitions? Are there things you'd still like to achieve?
Of course, everybody needs to have ambition. If you don't have ambition, then it's better to stop.
One of the big talking points obviously has been Leicester this season. It really has been incredible for them. They could win the Premier League this weekend. What do you make to that, and how does it sit with you?
Fantastic achievement for them. Nobody expect that teams like Leicester can win the title. Will be a big disappointment for some other teams in the Premier League. But great job, great team spirit, belief, aggressive, really a team, and coached by an experienced, great manager. And I like it because that they show that not always depending the money.
Can Southampton beat Leicester next season?
That's difficult because that will not happen again next year. I don't understand how it's possible that they win the title, but that's football, and football is unpredictable, and not the weekends, but also that Leicester can win the title, and that makes it nice, and great job if they win the title.
Ronald, just on that, some people wonder whether we are actually witnessing a change. Where the kind of traditional Big Four, Big Five, and you pick a winner from that. You seem to be suggesting there that it will revert to that next season. Do you think this season's been a one-off if Leicester do go on and win the title?
Yeah, but I think maybe there is less difference between the big clubs and the rest of the teams in the Premier League, because everybody can sign good players. And of course, the big teams, they have more money, and then they have more chance to sign the best players. But even teams like Southampton, even teams the bottom in the league, they can sign and they can have really a good team and difficult to beat for them. And that makes it unpredictable. And that's good. I think that's really what everybody likes. That not before the game you can put a 1 when City play against Southampton. Everything is possible, and that's the Premier League, and that makes it nice.
Just on the weekend game, the club will be helping to mark 40 years since Southampton won the FA Cup. I'm sure you'll be obviously giving a warm welcome to the former manager and the players that are going to be there on Sunday. How important is that for you?
No, it's important because it's history for the club, and of course, what we like to do is also one time win a title like a cup, and then we didn't till so far, and maybe next season we get maybe a little bit more luck in the draws in the cups, and we can achieve something special for the club, what they did 40 years ago.
How pleased will you be to see some of those faces and meet some of them, I'm sure, for the first time?
It's very nice for the club and for the people, for the fans, because they make history, and players and people who make history are always part of the club.
Well, Ronald, you played in European finals. How easy is it when you've got such a big semi-final 3 days later to focus on a league game, as City have got to do this weekend?
It's difficult because it's easy to lose a little bit attention, and you're already looking forward to next week. That's difficult, but that's up to the manager to motivate the team, the players, and finally to choose the best team to start the game. And what I mentioned before, they have so many good players, and it's not up to one player. And I think I believe always if you get a good result in the weekend, that's better for the confidence to go to Madrid.
How impressed were you with their last Premier League game against Stoke, which again was only a couple of days before the first leg? They didn't seem very distracted then.
Oh, maybe it's a little bit different if you play home or you play away. But okay, they show a good performance. They score the goals and they create some good chances to score. And Stoke wasn't Stoke in that game, in my belief.
Kevin De Bruyne was fantastic. Had a hand in all 3 goals, I think, in the away game for Southampton this year. How highly do you rate him?
High, because I think he's one of the best players, and he's an offensive player. He's fast. He's technical, strong. He's a good feel in the last part of attacking. And okay, I can understand they pay that money for the player because he's one of the best.
What about your own team? Have you got any injury updates?
No, we have 25 players available. That's good news.
Last question in this section. You said you haven't talked about a new contract yet. Would you hope that you'll have talks with the club at some point?
No, but if the club likes to talk, they will come, and I will see.
Just to clarify, you said you've spoken with them about the project over 5 years. Is that
No,
what you're saying?
the club makes a 5-year planning, and of course I'm interested in how they see the planning, and when you discuss about that planning, if you agree or not. And I had that meeting with the board of the club, but it was separate. About my contract was only that the board of the club shows how they see the next 5 years in the club, and that was good to see because it was a lot of what they show that they have ambition to still to grow as a club and to make the next step, and that's good to see.
So you wait for them to come to you about talking?
Yeah, I don't knock on the door to. No, because I still want. When I worked in Feyenoord, I signed 3 times a 1-year contract, and we spoke in January. Is time enough? Why 1 year before? Why? We can wait, no problem. We can wait.